Hey, it says we're live.
Oh, hi. Hi, everyone.
No, we got to do better info than that. People, I mean, not that it's anybody watching. They don't even know that we're live.
Yeah, they're
We
just,
didn't cue this up, but
they'll get a notification.
yeah. Should we wait until somebody pops into
Probably.
the chat? Have somebody actually
There
pop
we
in
go.
and like, oh my God, it's of course Robbie Mack. Of course it's Robbie Mack. So, oh, and Mike Bailey is here as well. So we'll do our actual intro. Hello, everybody. I am Glenn.
I'm Xander.
And together we are Fun King 3D, and together we are exhausted.
Can I show everyone my shirt?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
you can show them the shirt and tell them the story, but you
I
know,
went to the crucial table.
make sure you want to wait until like more people come in before you tell this story, so you don't have to tell it twice. So
Okay, I'll wait.
yeah, well, one of those might be your mom. Oh, I guess it's not your
Oh,
mom.
no.
So, a lot of walking in DC. No, actually, Robbie Mack, no walking really yet. The only thing that we've gone to see, we went to the Air and Space Museum, the Annex, not the one down in the mall. We took a leisurely morning to get our stuff together and drove to this hotel. It's one of those extended stay hotels, and it's got a stink to the hotel. The room's not stinky, but the first room they put us in, I think the air conditioning was frozen over and it was like roasting hot in there and it had a smell to it. So they put us into a different room, and that's why we have a kitchen. But we'll actually
We
go.
had a kitchen in the first one.
No, but I mean, because we're in an extended stay, that's why we have a kitchen. Listen to what I mean, not what I say. Oh. Oh, Jen's here. Hi, Jen. My wife really liked you. She said you were fun to hang out with. Oh, and John from How I Do It is here. No, I'm just kidding. It's Matt. It's funny that you both come in here. So, and now Matt is chatting with his wife in our chat. That's pretty cool. So, and then Jen said, Matt, shouldn't you be working? She said she enjoyed talking with you as well. Too. She always sits just off the camera, so doesn't ever want to come in on the camera.
And
but
then Mike Bondi is here.
Mike Bondi is here. Yes,
And
awesome.
then 3D Gusner.
3D Gusner, hello, 3D Gusner. How are you? Good night, everybody from Belgium. It is midnight 06 here. That's pretty late. So, Robbie Mack said, can't wait to hear the shirt story once everyone joins in. Yeah, I don't know. PT3D, hello. Thank you for being here.
John is stuck in traffic. I mean, Matt.
Matt's sitting in traffic. Well, you know, if you're anywhere near Baltimore, yeah. But no, you can go ahead and tell your shirt story. So.
Okay, so
Oh my God! It's Chris Riley from Chris's Basement.
Okay, so I went to the crucial table. I said hi, and they said that I could have the Andalinda Dragon. Like it was midway through, and they said I could have it when it's done. So that night, Shane said I could have a shirt the next day.
Well, actually, what Shane said is if it's okay with your parents, you can come over and help work the Prusa booth, and I'll give you a shirt. And but he said, but you have to be good. So Xander was kind of a rock star of ERRF, not as far as like everybody's like, oh my God, it's Xander, but like he just unleashed and became this kid that I've never seen before. He was just off running around, and he was talking to people, and shaking babies and kissing hands. No, kissing hands and shaking. No. Shaking baby. No. Shaking hands and kissing babies. I didn't see any babies there actually, but no, it was awesome. 3D Medic Vince is here. Hello, Vince. How are you? I hope the audio is okay. I really don't have much of a voice left.
Justin 3D is here.
It was hello, Justin. Thank you for being here. If you didn't go, and I know I said this about Murph too, but if you didn't go to ERRF, plan to do it next year. There was a lot of murmuring in the community about how, well, I went to Murph, and it's a first year at ERRF, and it's not going to be that big, and it's probably not going to be that great. And let me tell you what.
It was big.
Yeah, if you missed it because you just weren't sure, it's sad that you missed it because it was awesome. It was awesome. Of course, I make my own world awesome by doing awesome things like hanging out with Chris Riley of Chris's Basement. For those of you who don't know, and I don't think there's anybody that doesn't know, but Chris and I gave away. When I say Chris and I mean like Chris and I,
Chris and we.
Chris and they, whatever. So yeah, I'm still not sure how that all works out. But Chris's Basement and Fun King 3D gave away an ANET E10 that we built just last week, a week ago Saturday. And the way that we ended up giving it away was I took Chris's logo and I butchered it with the Fun King 3D head, and I printed them out and we put them on 8 booths around the show, and we gave each of those booths a rubber stamp, a self-inking stamp. And Chris Riley had one, and at first I had one, but I was kind of stuck at the table, so I gave it to Xander, who was out and about with it. And they had to take an index card and go get all 10 stamps on there. And my idea was the people would go up to the booth and they'd be like, "Hey, I need the stamp," and then the person at the booth would be like, "Sure, but first let me tell you about whatever they had," and just to make more of an interaction. And in the end, like, I tried to exit interview a lot of people. And in the end, it turned out that people were literally going table to table going, "Do you have the stamp? Do you have the stamp? Do you have?" So it was like they were going to every table, which is even more successful. And then some of you may or may not know, I'm very introverted. And
but that kind of like steals the purpose of like looking for it.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't really about looking for it. It was about interacting with the people at the show. Because I hated sitting there and people just walking by and not really asking me about my stuff or whatever, So either I don't have fancy enough stuff, because I know some people like Mike, Midnight Giant, he doesn't have that problem. People want to see his stuff, But my stuff that I brought was in a book, so I suppose that book didn't come up, did it? So I guess we'll do that. We'll do that in another live stream. But where was I going? Oh, so I'm very introverted. And we gave the printer away at 6 p.m. on Saturday. Had to be present to win. And I came up to the table, and my wife was sitting to the other side of the table, and I noticed there were some people standing around, and I said, "Are we getting close to the time?" And she's like, "Yeah, 10 minutes." And I'm like, "Oh, I got to go find Nick and get him to do an announcement." So I take off to go have the announcement made. And when I get back, there's a bigger crowd, and I was starting to get a little panicky. Even thinking about it now, I'm having a little anxiety actually. And so I was leaning down on the table, and Nick makes the announcement, and all of a sudden pretty much everybody that was left at the show was now standing at my booth. There had been 100 people. I mean,
everyone.
It was a lot. I mean, maybe 70 people.
Like we seen the people in front of us. We turned around and I was seeing like no one.
Yeah, like where we were, and I'll have pictures. I'll share all the pictures and stuff when we get home, because we're still on vacation. So, but so like I just realized what I had done to myself at that moment, and I'm like, how am I gonna handle this? And I just looked at my wife and I said, "I got to do this." And I turned around and I just worked the crowd, and I was talking to everybody, and we did the drawing, and the family that won it. And I'm gonna apologize if you're here watching. I can't remember names. I'm terrible with names, but they were so excited to win it, and it was a good fit. The printer was a good fit to the family that won it. So it was awesome. Tom Lama also kicked in a drone, a quadcopter, to give away as a second prize, which was pretty cool. So my apologies, I'm not really watching the chat, so you guys are saying all kinds of stuff. And,
I just want to tell Chris Riley, I gave away all those benches.
Oh yeah, Chris Riley, yeah. Xander was able to get rid of all those benchies. Because I told him if one of those benchies, I said, if one of those benchies come home, I'm disowning you.
Oh.
I saw Xander at a table. Wow, I really like that. And all I could think of was the Murph video you put out where he caught on. No, that was Zach that was doing that, Robbie Mag. It was Zach that was doing that at Murph. And it's actually kind of become a little bit of a joke in the family now, that Zach does that. And he's like, and we've kind of elaborated. You can come around, buddy. We've kind of elaborated. Now it's I really like that, and I don't have any money. So
I tried that with Jelly Box. It didn't work.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. But we were packing up to leave, and Xander and I were walking back in. We were carrying some stuff out for everybody, and we were walking back in, and the guys that had the laser engraver that did the skateboard.
I also have one. It was that good inland green one though.
Oh, Chris Riley, they didn't get rid of all the 3D benchies.
Well, we technically did.
Each kid kept a benchy because like their dad can't print them one. But anyway, we're walking back in, and the guy is loading his stuff out, and he's got that skateboard, and I look at it, and I'm thinking that's really cool. And Xander's 20 feet behind me, and the guy snags the board up and hands it to Xander. I'm like, I said to him, I said, well, thank you very much. And I realized, I went, oh yeah, thank you very much. And I got to buy trucks and wheels. Anybody, if you type something that I need to see and it's already gone, you're gonna have to do it again.
Tanner 3D is here.
I don't have all my setup, so
Tanner 3D.
I'm actually doing this off of my Samsung View tablet. All right, we'll get down there. Paul Gumber is also here.
Oh.
Hello, Paul. I'm actually going to go through this chat and make sure that everybody that's here that I'm not subscribed to. That's not Tanner 3D. That's Ricky. That's Ricky Tanner. Come on.
Mitch is here.
FP3D said, you guys did a great job. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, most of that was we were just winging it. We were just having a good time. I mean, that's what we were there for. So Matt said he only glued himself to 4 parts. Matt was working it, putting that thing together. That was,
yeah. I
kept giving him a hard time about getting done soon, but yeah. He glued himself to the floor a few times. I'm just trying to get caught up. Yeah, I was blown away by how many people didn't know Chris Riley. I'm always like, you got to find Chris Riley. And they're like, who? And I'm like, you don't know Chris Riley? And then there was a guy, we were standing there, and I look across the venue, and there was like Chris Riley's doppelganger. Like same build, curly hair, ponytail, facial hair. He was wearing a Chris Riley shirt. No, not really, not that far, but like they could have been brothers. It was amazing. So, but unfortunately, Chris Riley was nowhere around, so I couldn't put them together and get a picture. Mike, never let the machine win, is here.
Chris needs a Twitter.
You gave me pointers on getting subs too. Thank you. Absolutely, you're welcome. I will always help out. There's enough friends and family to go around. So, how are you, Paul Comer? I hope you are doing well, sir. Yeah. For those of you guys that weren't there. Oh yeah, Ricky Tanner, we had a blast, and we are exhausted, but we had a blast. But for those of you guys that weren't there, I printed out a bunch of information on our project FK1, which is the printer that I'm building, and I want it to be known that I will admit right now that there are smarter people in this world than me, and a couple of them were in that building and beat me down. Some of them very fast. Sanjay from E3DV6, I owe him a huge debt of gratitude. I showed him what I was doing because E3D sponsored me for the hot end on it, and I wanted to go over and personally thank him and stuff. And I was showing him the rendering, and like I held it, and he looked at it for 10 seconds. Felt like forever that he stood there, but it was like 10 seconds, and then he said, "Why didn't you do it like this?" And I'm like, because I'm a moron. So yeah, I've got some changes to make to the FK1 before it gets built, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Oh, there's so many stories I want to tell. Paul says he's A-okay. That's awesome. Ricky said I just need 11 more so I can name my channel. All right, so anybody that wants to take the opportunity to go and hop onto Ricky Tanner's channel and hit him a subscribe so that he can hit that 100 mark. That's always an awesome place to be. Robbie Mack, I really like the binder project book. Thank you. There was no way I was going to have the printer there. It just wasn't going to happen, which now I'm glad that I didn't because, well, everything I know is wrong. So no, it wasn't that far off. So, but, and again, I have a huge debt of gratitude. Is that the right term? Huge debt of gratitude. I don't know. I really, really, really owe a lot to Gordon from G Create as well, because it was his push that made me. I told him I was going to rip his project off, and he said, "Do it." You know, like the G Create big. So, um, Antonio, hey guys, glad to meet you at ERRF. Though I never did see Xander. Really? Well, that you weren't looking. He was all over that show. He was all over that floor. So, great show. Learned a lot. Looking forward to next year. Oh, and I'll have some of my maker coins out to you in the mail. Awesome. Something just happened to the lighting. Can you plug this lamp in? I unplugged it. Plug the tablet in. But if you can plug that lamp in, like we're going dark. It's in the bathroom plugged in, so it should be fine. But oh, that's a little better. I hope the audio is okay too. I didn't even ask you guys if the audio. That's
Morgan
perfect.
is here.
Martin, did you make it home, Martin? That's a long, long, long way for you to go. So, absolutely, Ricky. That's no problem. You know, we're all family here. You know, if we don't support each other, nobody's going to support us. So. Oh well, at least now we're giving you something to do. I'm really trying not to. I'm trying not to miss anything. Oh, Mike Willie says that he's only 11 off of 100 as well. So you know, anybody that's willing to click that sub button, you can hit both of those up. Antonio says the FK looks promising and a different way of building big. Oh, it will be, and with the input that I got from my new friends over at E3D, it's going to be even better. It's going to allow it to print faster. So, oh, I'm tired. Mitch is here. You probably already said that, but I missed it. I'm tired. Did I throw that disclaimer out in the beginning? So listen, the Airbnb house that we stayed at, and I have some pictures of that I want to share with you guys later too, because wow. And it was like walking back in time to my grandma's house. The smell, the decor.
I had bad vibes about that.
It had so much padding under the carpet that like where the tile or whatever stopped and it went to carpet, like you could see it roll up. It was like this thick, the carpet padding was. It wasn't shag carpet, regular carpet, just a lot of pad underneath there. So but listen, you know, like huge shout out again. I mean, I personally thank them all. But Lauren and Nick and Chris and Vicky, and I know that how I do it. Matt had some hands in helping out a lot too, and so I mean, a big thank you to them, of course, for even remotely thinking about doing it. Huge shout out to Printed Solid for their sponsorship. I mean, all of the sponsors, but Printed Solid was very dominant in this event. I definitely foresee this happening every year. Yeah, I mean, it will definitely happen again. The venue was amazing. It was huge, 17,000 square feet. So almost twice the size of the venue at Murph.
It was like packed, but now.
Yeah, we were comfortable. Like we weren't stacked like sardines. I had enough room to get my banner in behind me without encroaching on our friends, the Canadian Maker Project. And I feel super blessed to have a family that was able to get there before me and secure me a table. So I ended up 7-way sub back. Yeah, we'll let that go through. To end up at a table with my brother from another mother, James from Print and Play on my left, and Uncle Ron on my right, and Uncle Walter next to him. I was a little bummed that Sean from Skewed View 3D wasn't near us, but it was because he required so many tables. They had to put him kind of towards the middle because he had like 45 tables. I think he had 4, didn't he? 4 tables. It was originally 4-foot sections, and then they opened it up to give us whole tables. So that was pretty awesome. Evan says hi, Xander.
Oh, hello.
I gave away 12 rolls of AIO robotics, PLA, and random colors.
Did you give one to that guy that bought the little spot?
I did. Joel that bought the low spot. I gave him a roll of purple.
I don't know how I forget that.
Somehow we're gonna have to hook up with him. We actually were influential enough to suck another sucker into the 3D printing world. It's a gentleman named Joel who is part of an open source. I don't even. It's a conference, but it's a group that does a lot of open source stuff. And he was just kind of walking around asking people, and that infamous question, "What 3D printer should I buy?" And I said to him, "I can help you out with that, but I have to ask you about 100 questions." And so we chit-chatted a little bit, and he ended up buying a used Lullspot Mini from Printed Solid, and they were so awesome. They took him back behind the booth. They hooked up a laptop to it. They went over some stuff with them. They were making sure it was printing. Not that there's any doubt that Printed Solid would do that, but it was just neat, as busy as we were, to see them take the time to do that with one customer. It wasn't like, here's your printer, see you later. So again, always above and beyond with those guys. Yeah, it was just awesome. It was we met so many great people. I mean, we got to see people we already knew, but we got to meet all kinds of new people. And of course, I'm terrible with names. So as you're out there and you're like, hey, we met, you gotta be like a little bit more. You gotta be like, we met, and I'm the guy that said blah blah blah. So I know that who you are, and then I'll eventually I'll learn your names. But where did I go on the Airbnb? The Airbnb I was talking about the carpet, but it had
like your grandma's.
It did smell like my grandma's house, but it had a waterbed. The room that we were in had a waterbed, and I slept on a waterbed. I had one for many, many years, and in fact, I've had all the different kinds of waterbed. This was the only waterbed I've ever slept on that had lumps and low spots, and I'm still not even sure how that works. I mean, it's water, but like I'd lay down in it, it was like. I don't know. It was pretty awful. So my back is killing me.
Maybe some parts were thicker than others.
Maybe, I don't know, but my sciatica is acting up. It's all down in my legs, and of course, being on my feet for 2 days. So I mean, there's a whole story, and I'll tell the short clip version of it. We left our house at 10 p.m. Well, 9:30. Picked up Xander at 10 from camp. Left Florida for a 13-hour trip. By the time we hit the Virginia border. We were supposed to arrive at our Airbnb at noon. When we hit the Virginia border, all hell broke loose. It started to rain, and every car was crashing. There was a car crash every 3 miles, and we ended up going. Yeah, we ended up going right to the venue and did not get to the venue until 5. So we were 5 hours late. My GPS on my phone said we were 3 hours away for 2 hours. So yeah, it was. It was pretty horrible, but as far as like the trip up, and then so I got out of work at I was done about 1 on Thursday. I went to sleep at 2. I got up at 8 p.m. and then didn't get back to sleep until 11:30 the next night. So I was up whatever that is, 26 or 27 and a half hours. So yeah. I'm sorry, I'm behind again. Matt's gonna leave. Bye, Matt. Thanks for being here. I don't know if you're already gone. I wasn't really keeping up. There are some really good deals on products. I bought so much filament. I'm spending the day doing temp towers on all of them. Oh, and yeah, absolutely, Robbie Mac, and it was a fantastic show. So.
Nightbot is here. Yay.
Happy Extruders here. Hello, Ron. I'm really sorry you didn't come with us. You missed a fantastic show. You got to quit backing out of these shows, man. You got to quit. You got to make it. It's so amazing. The amount of love in that room was just amazing. I think Sanjay, like at the end, when I went up to thank Sanjay from E3D for the last time, and I shook his hand, and I reached in and I gave him a hug. I think he was a little like, I don't think he understood how to accept that, but you know, everybody in that room is family to me, and I was in hug mode, so everybody was getting them. So Robbie Mac, thank you for that.
Thanks, gang. Nice meeting
I
all
I
of you.
absolutely
It was
appreciate
nice meeting
that.
you too,
Who's that?
Robin.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, like actually meeting. Yeah, we love to finally get to meet people face to face. Chris Lane from Venturi 3D is here. Everybody, I'm back home in Florida. Wow, that wasn't too bad. You did pretty good. Chris, did you leave last night or today?
I'm pretty sure you left yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah. Yeah, Nightbot is in here, isn't it? Okay, there's Tom right there, 3D printing llama. It was cool meeting you guys in person. Yeah, I don't know how long you've been in here, Tom, but I called you out and thanks you for the drone for the second place. That was pretty awesome. I love collaborations.
It wasn't really second place.
No, it was
They
just
got
another
to
thing to
show us choose which
well,
one.
right, yeah, because we figured if they were like going to be flying out or whatever, they weren't going to be able to take the printer. So, made my drive worth it. Absolutely. Martin, could anyone pronounce the landscapes? I doubt it. Martin says things that sounds like that I can't even reproduce. So, Mitch said E3D is fun to party with. Well, it was really funny, Mitch, because when I handed Sanjay the book, you know, and I'm holding him the book and I showed him the picture and he's just kind of staring at it. I'm like, it was a little awkward at first, but he was dissecting it, and he dissected off of one image so fast. Already knew what I was trying to do, and already knew how to do it better. I have to cough. At least I don't have to cover it up because the mic's way over there. So
yeah, it is.
Just got here like a minute ago. Okay, good. And there's CMP, yes, the Canadian Maker Project. Thank you for being here. We gave you guys a shout out a little bit ago as well. John Mack is at home and at work, which if you work from home, you can do that. Be at home and at work. But he lives in the Carolina. He lives in North Carolina, so he didn't have far to go. We're in middle of nowhere. We're in Virginia, right? Yes. Manassas. Oh no, Chantilly. Yeah. So if anybody's near here and you want to come hunt us down, we're in Chantilly. If anybody's in the DC area, we're going to be walking around DC tomorrow, and I'll probably be dressed like this. It'll be some type of 3D printing shirt. I might be Chris Riley tomorrow. Who knows? I might be Prussia tomorrow. Prussia, sorry.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah, let me tell you. I know he's not in here. I haven't seen it go by, but the idea, don't suppose the design is going to be public soon, is it? The design will be public, but not until after I build it and I know that it's working. I have to know that it works before I release it out. Yeah. I don't want 10 million remixes of parts until I'm happy with my own design. But where was I going to go? Oh, Shane from Prussia. I always knew that Shane from Prussia was pretty cool. He always comes into Walter's streams and blah blah blah. But let me tell you what. That guy, he took a shine into my kid, and my kid is taking a shine into him, and I was hoping to sell him. So Shane, if you're out there, Xander's for sale. No, he was very good to my kids, and anybody that's good to my kids always ranks very high to me. So much like Uncle Ron, Zach can't get enough of Uncle Ron. So in fact, Uncle Ron kind of did a little babysitting for us at the show, so that the wife and I could go walking. So. I forgot. Chris Lane says Sanjay goes into lag mode sometimes also. Yeah, well, Sunday morning after partying all Saturday night and being awake for all that time, definitely he was in a little bit of lag mode, but that guy is just crazy smart. So, and young. I said to him, I said, you're a very smart young man, and I get to say that because I'm older than you. My wife said, yeah, you look like you're 12.
So Robbie Mac said, you guys have to try that Spy Museum. I think Xander and Zach will like it. I know my son did at Zach's age. They seem very similar, by the way.
You have to read faster. The stuff's going by, and stop reading down there. Read up here. So
I'm following.
Cyber, Cyber Reef Guru said you're literally 10 miles from my house. That's awesome. What's that? Yeah, yeah, you got an extra room because this hotel sucks. It's just, I don't know. It's just kind of dirty. It's a working man's hotel, so it's not, and there's no frills. They had a pool, but they concreted over it. So, Xander, how was your week? Camp the Nerf? Yeah, so it was a lot, wasn't it? And now it's a week of vacation. So you guys are typing too fast. Big Ben 4001 designed for what? That would be the design for the FK1 printer, which is a 400 by 1200 by 450 millimeter large format printer. And I will be making a video on it very soon so that you guys know what's coming. I released it to my patrons on Patreon about a week and a half ago, and then I debuted it at ERRF. So for everybody that was at ERRF that somehow we interacted, I'm sure I showed it to you. And NJ Printing is here. Hello, NJ. Noah and Joshua. You guys are typing too fast. One at a time. Take a number. This chair I'm sitting in is not very comfortable either. That's why I keep shifting around and sliding. Any news on the E3D tool changer? I don't really know. It was there. It was functioning. It was magnificent. Oh yeah, that was something else that Sanjay we were talking about, and he goes, well, you could change the head on that. And I say, well, I designed it too. It's just the extra cost of the extra fans and the probe. And he goes, we put our probe on our carriage. And I'm like, of course. So catch a tour of the Pentagon if you can. I think that all the tour stuff is like booked up for months out, and we didn't really plan enough for this. So we know we want to hit the Smithsonian. The boys want to go to the zoo. So yeah. Are you going to stop at south of the border? Chris, we are kind of planning on doing that on the way home. The kids were asleep when we went by there. On the way up, it was like, I don't know, still like 5 o'clock in the morning or something. So yeah, I definitely want to get the kids there on the way home. I don't think we're going to rush to get home. We're going to leave here early enough that it won't have to be a rush to go home. So, and all of a sudden, Tom, 3D Printing Llama, is yelling eSun in here. We don't yell eSun. We only talk about IC3D.
No.
Looks like Matt didn't leave. He's still here. I'm sitting in the parking garage right now getting ready to go sing for my supper in about 10 minutes. That's awesome. We are too busy talking and stealing maker coins from you and Benchies. It looks awesome, though, your printer. Absolutely. Well, like I said, I'm going to release a video with good. I'll pull it up in Rhino and spin it around so that everybody can see it at every angle. But now it is going to be a little bit delayed. That video is going to be a little bit delayed because I do have a little bit of remodeling to do to make it even better. And now I'm probably going to have to like put E3D sticker on it or something, like it's sorry, I don't mean to lean that far in, but it's amazing because Gordon from G Create has some input on it. Like some of his intelligence is in there. James from Print and Play, his intelligence, like so many people gave me feedback that's going to be incorporated in there. It's almost becoming a community project. So did you get a ruby nozzle at ERRF? I did not. They weren't there. Oh, you want to be Joseph? It's too low. People can't see it. There you go. But yeah, no, the Olsen Ruby people were not there. So I don't. Can I just push him off the table? Xander's actually sitting on an end table. There was only one chair in this room, so I dragged an end table over. He's sitting on an end table. So. There's so much to do for free there. It's not funny, just prepared for walking a lot. I'm fine with the walking a lot. That's not really a problem. I love free. When we went over to the annex today, we went in after 4, so we didn't even have to pay for parking because I'm cheap. So you guys checked out the Slice Engineering hot end. Not only did we check out the Slice Engineering hot end, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but they are in Gainesville, Florida. They are like an hour and a half from my house. And I am going to work on putting together maybe twice a year a meetup for all of the Florida people. And if you want to drive from farther, that's fine. But not like an ERRF or MRF type, but just where we get together and have a meal together, so that we can build a tighter bond of all of those of us in Florida, and they're included in that. So, but that little mosquito hot end it's pretty hot, pun intended. So, Eson was a mistype. How I made it was asking about one of my vases. Pay attention to the million chat messages, will you? Well, I'm gonna actually I'm gonna add eSun to the list of stuff that Nightbot censors. No, not really. I don't honestly have anything against eSun. That's an inside joke between us and IC3D. So the creepy Joseph winking face.
I will stare at you.
Good night, 3D Guzzler. Thank you for being here. This was really just an impromptu. I was sitting here just messing around on my tablet, and I said, hey, let's go live. So Paul Cumber must be a small room. The one I'm in is pretty tiny, yes. Ricky Tanner says he's 60 away now from 100. So 60 more people need to go and click that. Well, you don't need to, but we ask you to go and click that sub button for Ricky Tanner.
Wow.
Thank you, Martin. Have a safe flight. It's a pleasure to meet you in person. You're a much bigger man than I ever imagined. He's like a giant. I'm like, I made him scrunch down so I could give him a hug. All right, Paul Cumber, go have a fantastic dinner. Well, I'd like to see you interview the Slice Engineering guys. Listen, I'm going to make a promise to you guys right now. I've gone to MRF and I've gone to ERRF, and I was terrible at getting content from either one of them. And I promise you that next year at MRF, I will do a better job at interviewing people, because I think I ask questions that nobody else asks. Like, have you ever put your finger into that extruder? No. I had a fantastic conversation with the guys from palette, the Mosaic palette. So the mosquito hot end does look awesome. It's small. It's small. If it hadn't been for the fact that I had already reached out to E3D because I love their stuff, I would have actually talked to Mosquito about possibly putting Slice Engineering about putting a mosquito on the FK1.
Oh, that finger.
Bondtech would rip your finger off. Yeah, it would. And keep going. So God bless you as well, Paul. The brain power there was just nutso. Speaking of which, I meant to ask you about laminating my own posts for rebuilding my barn using 2x6 and completely forgot. Too late. I already started. You already started laminating your own posts, or too late? I don't know. If you want, you can reach out to me. I'm not sure if I can help you out with that, but 50 watt heater, 450 Celsius thermistor, super tiny heat sink. It's a weird mounting pattern, so you have to print a Bowden coupler mount. No, Bowden's for losers. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, there was a lot of brain power there, and in fact, we had a nice meal. That was Sunday after we left. Well, a few of us went over to a restaurant and we sat down, and we even had a couple great discussions sitting at that table. So, me and my daughter are thinking about doing a live stream in the next day or so. Again, working on the Ender 3. That's awesome. Haha, you small sized people. Martin, us wee tiny Americans. I'm 13 shy of 200. Yeah, but 200's not as exciting as 100. No, I'm kidding. So I seriously, guys, I always support you guys going and supporting each other. I mean, that's super important. I mean, there's so many of us out there, and there's so many. I subscribe to well over 150 3D printing channels, and I find new ones all the time. So Cyber Reef Guru said small but expensive. When I first read that, I thought he was talking about the people, but he's talking about the mosquito hot end. It is a little pricey, but you got to remember that they're so new that they haven't been able to recover their research and development costs. Like I mean, even the E3D hot ends used to be more expensive, and they've come down quite a bit. And I'll tell you, I asked Sanjay, like I wasn't interviewing him; we were just having a lovely conversation, and he's really a nice guy. Once the conversation gets flowing, because it was a little awkward that he was slamming my pride and joy. No, but I had asked him. I said, "Let me ask you, how do you feel about the fact that and for lack of better terms, that you were ripped off? That the Chinese are ripping off your hot end and producing it?" And he said it just kind of blew his mind because here he made something and it was good enough that somebody else wanted to steal it and sell it. And I said, yeah, that's it's got to be kind of a bittersweet thing. So, what do you think was the coolest printer there? Was there printers there?
I don't think so.
Let me think about that question, and I'll come back around to that. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I really like the jelly box, and I like the Prussians, but I just now realized today that they don't bring those Prussias back. They just give them.
All right, for those of you guys that don't know, when Prussia goes to a show, they bring a printer, they ship a printer in. But when they leave that show, they don't take it back because of the cost of it. So they give it away. But they don't just give it away. They give it away to either a makerspace. The one from ERRF went to Enable, which is awesome. But I said to Xander this morning, I said, yeah, I got a message from Shane from Prussia. And he said, if you would have asked, he'd have given you that printer. And he was like, what? And I'm like, but they gave it to Enable. And he's like, no, but that wasn't really true. They had given it to Enable already. So
I would have totally taken that multi-material.
I would have made you give it to somebody that needed it. I wouldn't have let you take it. It goes to a good cause, and that's the way it should be. So I would have either made you give it to a much smaller channel or a nonprofit organization. So the Enable lady came around. I'm not reading the chat again, but the lady from Enable came around and she was like asking people for help, I guess technically. But I gave her my information. She's going to reach out to me, and I'm going to actually print and make some of the new prototype Enable hands, and then I get to Skype with kids that have gotten them to make sure that the quality that they have is the same as the quality that I have, and we can work out any problems with it. So it's almost like you can do research and development for Enable, which is awesome. That warms my heart. So the folding printer was the second best printer. Oh, I see what you did there, Chris Lane. I see what you did there. That folding printer was pretty cool. The mechanics, like I didn't see it print, so I don't even know if he was printing with it, but the mechanics behind it was really cool. There was a couple things I would have done differently because I'm all about efficiency, but the way that it came out of the case and went together was really cool. Oh yeah, Chris, what was your favorite? Mine, LOL, just kidding. Well, Chris, your printer has to be your favorite, But see, that's a hard question to answer anyway. What was your favorite? Because a lot of things, like you look at one printer and you're like, I love that this does this, and then you look at another one and you're like, I love that this does this. Walter's 3D printed printers are amazing because they're 3D printed. James's 3D printed printer was amazing for what it was. He sat down, designed, and printed that printer like kind of in one, just like one go. There wasn't a lot of time behind it, not that he didn't put a lot of time into it, but like he didn't do it for, oh my gosh, we just went off the rails. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Joseph Prussia on the Fun King 3D channel, except for Joseph Prussia has got some funky hair going on up here. But anyway, so James's printed printer prints really amazingly well for what it is, and it was all printed. It was all printed except for like the lead screws, the smooth rods, and the electron. Oh, uh,
Oh my god.
I haven't had enough sleep to tolerate this. So,
I
oh,
can't see.
I know about the EHAN. Spent 45 minutes there talking to them. Absolutely, I love that. I love that enable stuff. Folding was cool. Daniel Norre is in the house. Hello, Daniel Norre. We missed you, brother. We would have loved to add you at ERRF. I could have made you sign more benchies because Chris Riley gave us all the benchies that he had been printing over I don't even know how long, but it was a big Ziploc bag of benchies, and we gave them all away. So
Well, I gave them all away.
whatever. My printer gave up the ghost, but as soon as we got it to the hotel, it worked like brand new. Well, maybe it just didn't like the environment. All right, Ricky, have a good show, brother. ERRF seemed like a lot of fun. It was, and I know that it's not easy it's not. No, I complained about driving, 5 extra hours to get here, and I know it's a lot more work for you to get here. And it was awesome seeing you at Murph this year, but it would have been lovely to have you at ERRF. Yes, Joel.
How did it go without me?
Yes, Joel telling her, "Oh, you missed Joseph Brewster. He was here.
No.
He was here on the stream with me.
No.
You should quit leaping." Juan is here. Hello, Juan. Juan is the one that is got the channel with him and his son. And he had all the cool Harry Potter signs and stuff. Rule for all 3D printer giveaways: must not own a 3D printer already. Most people I met had many more than one. The only problem that I have with that is you need more than one. Not only that, but this particular situation was they had one, but the husband was hogging it. And she was interested in getting into 3D printing, but he was always hogging it. So now they each have one. And that's awesome. That's amazing to me. So, no, I liked having the rule being that you had to be there. Oh, her and her daughter. So that was awesome. And then, we gave away the printer, a roll of AIO robotics filament, and a Chris Riley swag bag. And so when we went to give them the filament, I'm like, what color do you want? You can have any of the colors but the bright green, because I honestly wanted to bring the bright green AIO robotics home because I love it so much. And it's like the only color I like other than yellow. And the young man said, "Oh, that's my favorite color." And I'm like, give him the bright green. So, and then we ended up giving him a second roll too. What was because I gave it to the daughter, and she was so excited. She's like, "This is my favorite color."
I think it was like a reddish, magenta.
Oh, like the purpley one. Yeah. Well, no, the purple went to Joel, and the pink went to.
It was more red.
I don't know, but she was excited about it, and I'm excited about it. And it was a huge success. The whole giveaway was a huge success. So, yeah, Daniel Norre, you were definitely there in spirit. We were talking about you. Every time somebody drove one of the RC cars by, the open RC cars, or a Benchy, or anything, we were always talking about you. So, Prussia with Joel hair. Every time someone prints a Benchy, Daniel grows his wings. Actually, every time someone prints a Benchy, Daniel grows another whisker in that amazing beard of his.
Xander had to excuse himself for the hiccups. He's got the hiccups again.
Oh, okay. Do I need to tell the people that?
No, I just want.
Oh, I don't care. I got the other kid over here. Let me tell you, this one was a rock star this weekend too. So he was working the crowds, and I'll tell you, he's got a crazy sense of humor too. So. 3D Medic Vince says, "I've been to Murph 2 times already and watched live streams of ERRF because I worked, but they're starting to seem like a 3D family reunion. It's always great to meet everyone in the community." It's absolutely a family reunion. I honestly, I walk into that room very, very comfortably. I let my kids run around with, whoever, and everybody is, uncle so-and-so, or, like it's It's good. We are family. So, and you don't stay a stranger long. So, like Uncle Walter says, I've never met a stranger. Rover, U.S. Riffs Rovers in the house. Benji for a Red Bull. Sounds like a good deal. Dragon Monk is in the house. How you feeling, sir? That was it was tiring. That was tiring. I didn't get to go to the Protopasta meetup Friday night. When I say I didn't get to, I chose not to go because it's an adult venue only, and I don't like to do anything 3D printing related without Xander being involved. So I bow out gracefully. But E3D was kind enough to put on some grub Saturday night, and it was a very casual environment. All of the spectators had to get out, and only the exhibitors were allowed to stay, and it was really a nice atmosphere. It actually allowed us to have good conversations. So Papa's Projects is in the house. Hello, hello. Rover said hi to you. Mad Mike also says hi to you. Mad Mike 8 is your biggest fan. He likes you better than Xander. Everybody thinks that Zach's mute because he doesn't talk on screens because he's not allowed.
Have some arrow bars?
I don't even know where the arrow bars are.
They're in that box. That box.
Oh yeah, no, they're down in the car. I'm sorry. So, I thought Uncle Ron has a strange growth on his back. Then I realized it was Zach. Yeah, like on the back of his neck, always sticking up like this. Absolutely. So, must have picked that up from you, Glenn. Yeah. Daniel Norrie, the Benchy Derby cars were freaking cool. Hope you get to see videos of them. Yeah, there is a video of the Derby coming, guys. So watch for that. I believe that's going to be on Vicky's channels. Tiga. Zach, the boy of a million faces. I don't want to miss another event, but I need a flexible job. Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, like, it's almost like you got to start stockpiling vacation days. I mean, they're only a weekend, as long as drive time's not terrible. So, and I mean, honestly, Murph and ERRF over any Maker Faire. No offense to my Maker Faire people. I love you, but Murph and ERRF are all about the 3D printing and sometimes converting people into 3D printing. Always sucking people into the family. It keeps hopping. I'm trying to read. Xander, how much are you got? Oh, how many arrow bars do you have left?
That's what
Yeah, we haven't even opened the package yet. So we're not allowed to eat them in the car. I'll walk down later and get them.
Yeah. He also said
Gotta go to bed, boys and girls. Have a good one. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for being here, brother. It's always appreciated, and you truly were missed. Not doing the 20 hours of driving in 2 days. 20 hours and 2 days of driving again. No, I hear you. That's definitely hard. Love you all, but Zach always makes me laugh. He makes me laugh too. Some of the things that he has said in the car today, he's just so funny. Because all the way up here with all of the traffic, and I was complaining and stuff, and I held my tongue. I didn't say anything bad, but like, we're in the car today, and I'm like, all right, well, let's head into Virginia. And he's like, oh, and then it's going to rain, and everybody's going to forget how to drive, and they're going to be a bunch of morons.
No, it was like we're all going to die or something.
Oh, he's so funny. He's so funny. All right, let's stop that.
Okay.
Next ERRF, instead of a soapbox derby, have rolling benchies. Oh, you just make your derby car look like a benchy? Somebody did. Somebody actually made
And then someone made
derby
like
car.
a flatter car with like benches.
Listen, everybody that was at ERRF, they're going to send out an exit survey. They want your feedback. So, love watching all the ERRF footage. I can't wait to go to Murph next year. It's only a 1.5 hour drive for me. Well, Mr. Butcher, then you have to be there because at an hour now, I mean, we drove 20 some odd hours to be at Murph, and it was.
This trip felt long.
Yeah, this trip did feel longer, but well, because we stopped halfway on that one. That one we grabbed a hotel halfway up. So, but yeah, you got to do it. It's worth the drive. So, once that I bowed out of both socials, I had to find an available hotel. Difficult with the lacrosse event. Yeah, I can hear you. I hear you. That's all right. Predicting ERRF is going to be at least double in the size next year was very successful for a first run. I agree with that, Tom, because again, there was a lot of people that were kind of naysayers, you know, like, oh, it's the first year, it's not going to be that big, you know, oh, Joe Telling's not going to be there. You know, they were naming off all these people that weren't going to be there. Well, as much as we missed those guys, it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. It was an amazing first year. And to know that there was so few people that did all the planning for that to make that happen just blew my mind. So, hey guys, I got to rock and roll, but I had to go help a guy. I commented on his video the other day on his Inner 3. He's putting it together and having trouble, and so I commented on it, and he just got back to me, and he needs some more help. So I'm going to go shoot him. Oh no, shoot a little video for him to show him what to do and how to do it correctly. I can't believe you made me read all of that, Mike Whaley. You could just say, I got to go help a guy fix his printer. Chris Lane says, yeah, lots of exhibitors for ERRF. I don't know how many tickets were sold, but it went really well. I know it was 500 pre-sales. The number was somewhere right around 500 for the pre-sale. So, hey, Glenn Xander, thanks a lot for a great stream. Thanks for letting us do the shout outs for the subs for me and Ricky. And I don't know what just happened. It just jumped and I lost that. And quit putting your finger in front of me. I'm going to throw you down the stairs. So have a good night, Mike Riley. Thanks for being here. And yeah, absolutely. I'm always going to support you guys. I want to see all of you grow. I want to see myself grow too. I picked up a couple of subs over the weekend. That made it worth it. So, in fact, Sanjay from E3D is now subscribed, which is exciting. I got to get caught up. I'm sorry. It keeps jumping on me. Inside the mind of Matt. Matt is here. I feel like I have to do these big, massive shout outs now because Walter started that. Matt from You Do It is here. Hi, Matt. Just kidding. Hi, John. No, from You Do It. It's John. Humidity was crazy there on Sunday. No, it wasn't. If you thought that humidity was crazy, brother, you come visit me in Florida where we have 100% humidity. You literally have to walk out of your house and swim to your car. The weather up here has been phenomenal. It's just scrolling too fast. I can't keep up with it, guys. So the aisle spacing and room was stellar compared to Murph, and I had a chance to speak with everyone. It rocked. I agree with that. The only feedback that I gave them was the rows of tables somewhere in the middle have a break so that we didn't have to walk all the way down around the end. But they said they just didn't think about it. So when I nabbed a pass Sunday for my daughter, she had number 1031. I don't know if it worked that way, but that's still good information to know. We weren't stuck in a back corner like at Murph. No, Chris, you had a good spot. You were like right by that main door coming in of the people coming down the stairs. So that was pretty good. Now you guys are all having your own little conversations. And am I all caught up? Yay, I'm caught up. Oh, now I go back to telling stories. There's so many stories. I met so many wonderful people. I said to my wife, Oh, now you guys are talking again. Okay, so yes, aisle breaks. I was dead middle of my row, and my knee was killing me from crawling under the table. I wasn't crawling under the table. I was having a hard enough time bending down to pick stuff up. I wouldn't have gotten back up. But no, I met some really phenomenal people, and I said to my wife on Friday night, like when we gone in and set up, and then we were at home at the house, and I said to her, I said, please make me go and touch every table in that place. I want to walk around. I had no intentions on staying at my table. Um, Not really thinking about that the giveaway wasn't going to run itself. So I said, please make me go touch every table and talk to every person in there because I missed so much at Murph. It was just like I didn't focus on that. I was just all over the place at Murph. So all of a sudden Sunday or Saturday came and it was nuts. And I didn't really get to leave the table because I was having to explain the giveaway. And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry I did because the giveaway. Oh, I disappeared off the screen. I'm just trying to adjust. The giveaway was phenomenally successful, and all that was fine. So Saturday night, of course, during the mixer, I got to. It wasn't really a mixer, it was hors d'oeuvres, but I got a chance to talk to some people, and then Sunday, I will admit, was a little slower than I would have liked to have seen it, but it gave me a great opportunity to network with some people, and then and network to other people together, which was cool because I love to do that. I love to put two people that I know together that have something. I like to be a matchmaker, but not in the loving way, in the awesome family way. So, are you still in Maryland, Glenn? It's Poppy Ron. Hi, Poppy Ron. No, we are. We made it all the way to Virginia. We took our sweet time, came over to Virginia. We're going to hang out in DC for a couple of days and see some things. We went over to the Air and Space Annex. I have a passion for the SR-71. I have now seen 4 in real life. 3 I have touched. This one I couldn't get close enough to put a finger on it, and that upsets me.
Oh,
But
the government's not coming.
the other ones were okay. I didn't cheat. They were out. But no, I wasn't going to cross the line to touch it. And I got to see a space. I mean, I've seen space shuttles in real life. I live in Florida, but I've never seen one that close up. So that was pretty amazing. So, Chris Lane says, I think it would be impossible as they had a few different places they were handing out badges. As far as the numbers go, I think is what you're talking about, and that makes sense. So, I don't know. I thought I had seen something else that I wanted to read, and maybe it already went by. John said, Sherry couldn't figure out why none of us were at our tables. She said people were coming up to my table, and I wasn't there. She said we needed a night all to ourselves. Well, yeah, we should start making the events like an extra day. Like we show up on Thursday for setup, and Friday it's just us hanging out, talking to each other, which actually would be really smart because if you were to go around the whole show and know everybody that's in the show, and then come the next day, when you were talking to somebody, you'd be like, hey, you need to go see. And, I think the networking would be awesome that way. Plus, it would give me one more day to hang out with all of you. Because the sad part is when we have to leave. I don't like having to leave, so. SR-71 rocks. Absolutely. Sneak in and sit in it. Tony Ryan said, hey, Tony, I didn't even know you're in here. I don't know if you just snuck in, but you need to sneak in and sit in it. Not in that one, not the one in the Smithsonian. I'd rather do it in one that I wouldn't get in so much trouble. So, yes, that's all right. I was actually telling Xander about that today, how bad they leak until they get up to speed and get hot and swell. And what was the biggest 3D printed object there? Well, I would say physically the largest would have been the Friday night 3D printed 3D printing community hangout logo that was put together. If it counts being small pieces, if it was one physical piece, I would say that I would say IC3D kind of had everybody beat on.
I was gonna say that big Joe bot that they said.
Well, no, I'm saying one piece prints.
Wasn't that one?
Nah, that Joe bot was put together. No offense to Nereus, it's an awesome thing, but like single piece, because like G Create had big stuff too. They brought the jet engine, the turbine engine down, which is cool. And then I'll have some pictures to show you guys. What was that helmet that I put on? What was that, Marvin's helmet?
No, it's Mega Man.
Oh, Mega Man, there you go. And it's like just monstrous and stuff. And it's actually, the picture's been out on Twitter already. So I know there is an SR-71 there. My goal is to see everyone that is on the ground I mean, they don't fly them anymore, but I want to see everyone that is on display. So. I made a couple of good contacts. John hooked me up. Folger, John Folger. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, that's what that show, well, I was going to say that's what it's about, but it's not. But it's definitely a big benefit of us getting there. And not even necessarily, connections for like, ooh, this is good for me, but connections for the community as a whole. I mean, just think if everybody that was in that building exhibiting this weekend was to get together and say, let's collaborate on one big project, what we could accomplish. I mean, we probably all end up hating each other.
Let's go. Let's all go to Florida and have
Rivet or Friday night. Yeah, the Rivet ones. The Rivet ones were, I mean, they were big, but I think real estate wise, the F3D PCH logo was definitely landscape wise, a footprint wise bigger. So.
We've been doing this for an hour now.
I know, I like it.
What?
Xander signing. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh yeah, I signed a rocket.
That's right.
And show him the box thing.
Yeah, I get to do that too. Oh, and the ERRF book. What do you call that? It was the map and all of that. The program.
I might.
Really, that thing went around like 9 times. People are like, "Did you sign it?" My autograph's like right across the front of it. Everybody should know my signature. My buddy in the Air Force got to sit in an SR-71 once. He told me the airspeed indicator showed it went way faster than they ever said it did. I don't doubt that. And then as soon as he got out of there, they killed him. Oh no.
What?
That escalated quickly.
What?
Nothing. It was a joke, because it's all secret.
I'm also not paying attention.
I actually have an SR-71 model kit right now that I haven't put together yet. So, I mean, not like right now. I didn't just buy it. It's at the house. I just haven't put it together. There's a great one on Thingiverse to be printed. So, John, I also seen the SR-71 in Mobile, Alabama, at the USS Alabama battleship. I've seen that one twice. Once before the hurricane damaged it, and once after the hurricane damaged it. Yeah, Robbie Mack. There you go. There is an SR. There is in fact an SR-71 model on Thingiverse. Well, we couldn't print overnight, which was a shame. Yeah, they kept cutting the power off, which was kind of crap for a 3D printing convention. These things don't print very fast. Robbie Mack said, yeah, you signed it. And then I felt bad because I was wearing my smiley face shot in the forehead shirt when your mom took a picture of it. Xander's giving up on me. He's over there sitting on the comfy couch.
That table is uncomfortable.
I can imagine.
Yeah, Zach, you can go.
And Matt's back again. Boy, this thing, the light keeps changing on this thing. So, but no, it's fine. It's because I was leaning in so I could see my eyesight's so bad right now. But Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll wrap this up here pretty quick. I really just kind of wanted to do a fresh stream. I didn't really think anybody would show up. Zach just fell to the floor. I don't know. I wasn't sure if anybody showed up because I didn't schedule this or anything. I just popped it on the tablet. Matt wants to know where your spool of filament is. The one that he gave you. The one that you said, I really like that film. So we're standing outside and Matt's got a roll of oh, help me, Matt. What's that purple called? It's Repcords purple that everybody loves and you can't get it anymore. He'll say it in a second. But so like Matt wouldn't even have, I never seen it before. And I'm like, and he's like not giving it to me. I'm like, dude, knock it out, purple haze. And he's like pulling it. I'm like, just give it. I'm not gonna take it. I just want to see it. And so like I'm checking. So everybody's making a big deal about this filament. I give it back to Matt. Zach walks up to him and goes, hey, I really like that filament you have there. So Matt's like, I'm not giving it to you, kid. But what did he do then? Here, I'll give you this roll instead. Still gave him a roll of filament. It might be a nightmare filament because it's the new inland, but John said, Sherry said to me that these people you are going to see aren't my friends. Then at the end of it, she quietly said, it looks like you and your friends had fun. She quietly said, it looks like you. I don't get what you're saying, John. I'm tired. Oh. Going to see aren't. Oh, I see that they weren't. She didn't say that they weren't her friends. They were telling you that they weren't your friend. Well, I'm telling you, my wife said to me some time back that, because she picks on me for not having friends. And because I'm very introverted. And I said, listen, I have lots of friends. And she's like, people online aren't your friends. Well, I'm sorry that 1,000+ people in them building this weekend. You guys are all my friends. I think I've subbed everyone I met with or that subbed me. So absolutely. Uncle Ron's in the house. Look, and he even spelled your name lazy like you do. DAC. Is that the right way? Just DAC. Xander's here too, but he's kind of tuckered out over there on the couch. You missed it, Uncle Ron. Joseph Prupsha was here just a few minutes ago. He came and sat here next to me on the table. I mean, at the table. One thing, Red Light, and I noticed at the Naughty Dog, you look much taller on camera. At how I do it. Yeah, Matt is a little short. Oh, hey everybody, Joseph Prusha is back. He's hanging out. He lost his Joel hair though. He has to have his Joel hair. There, now he's got Joel hair. Oh, he's tucking away his Joel hair. Get your face where it's supposed to be. There you go. So Joseph Prusha is here with me. So Joseph, tell me, how is it that you can be here in my hotel with me, but you couldn't make it to ERRF? Oh, okay. Somebody's moderating. Stuff's disappearing. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, the first time I met Matt, which was at Maker Faire, New York, I was already at the meetup, and he was coming, and I'm standing out in the street looking for him and stuff, and he walked up, and it caught me off guard that he was short, because he definitely looks taller on camera, but just like Martin was way taller than I expected. So, but I guess he's always sitting down when he's on camera too. So, but
I'm gonna stretch this shirt out.
What is that, Joseph? You lost your accent. Suddenly, you sounded a lot like Xander. Uncle Ron said, if you're going to spell your name that way, he's going to spell it that way too. Poppy Ron said, I met you once and you're a friend as far as I'm concerned. Well, I appreciate that, Poppy Ron, and the same goes. And I'll tell you, just like I told Ron, if you ever need anything, you feel free to reach out to me. And I'm close to you. I can always help you out with stuff. Oh, that went quick. I call bull on any that say that people you meet online can't be friends after running a Minecraft server for a few years a while ago. Absolutely. I mean, it's understandable. Like, I mean, when you have people follow you on Facebook and stuff, they're not necessarily your friends, but this is a true community. This is a true family. So, and I said, I don't, was it on our Saturday night stream, but I said, if you ever doubt that the people in this community, if you ever doubt their friendship, get on Twitter in the 3D printing community and say, I'm really hungry and I don't have any money. And I guarantee that within 10 minutes, you'll have a pizza on their way to the house. Don't abuse that. Uh, well, camera adds 10 pounds, right? Hesitate said, hey, Joseph, have you tried American pizza yet? Joseph left. I'm sorry. He's back out of here again. He's a busy guy. I hope he sees this. Chris Lane said, I thought it was 20 pounds. Crap. Seeing Vicky standing between Martin and Midnight Giant. She's so tiny. Laugh out loud, Uncle Ron. You'd look 10 feet tall. Yes, Uncle Ron is definitely a big man as well. Pick Zach up just like pink. Bunch of great people, plain and simple. I agree with that. I'm really hungry and I don't have any printers. Well, you got anything else to tell them? What was your favorite thing you seen
Well, at Earth.
at Earth? You don't know? Xander has a track record with Jellybox. We have been to 3 events now that Jellybox has been to, and all 3 events Xander was able to pull apart off the bed. Like all 3 times they were like, "Oh, you can have that," and all 3 times it wasn't like laying on the table. He literally got to take it off the print bed. So, and then the first time was the articulating fish. The second time was the gear spinner where the gears are all in place. Not the planetary one, the hollow one. And then this time it was the owl, and I have to say it was beautiful print quality. And then so he was really proud of it, and that's when Shane from Prussia said, you can have something off the Prussia too." And it was printing an Adelinda and dragon, and he was like, "Okay." So he got that off of there. Xander, did your car survive the race? Ask Xander about his car. The first time he seen it was Saturday morning when I was teching it in. Yeah, you can tell everybody what you like. You have to talk loud though. The mic's way over there.
At Earth, I like the Infinity Gauntlet. Oh yeah, that was really cool.
I didn't get to see that.
It was at the Enable.
Oh, at the Enable table.
It was like an Infinity Gauntlet. It was really cool.
Yeah. That's it. That's the one thing. Okay. Oh, and by the way, our Derby car came in 14. So I was a couple ounces underweight, but I didn't care. I didn't build it to really try to win. I just built it because I wanted to enter. So it was actually a design I had come up with a couple years ago for Xander to be an actual Pinewood Derby car for the Scouts, and we never built it, but I'd modeled it to see what it looked like, so I just printed it out. So is Prussia going to 1099 Xander for working the booth? Xander has not stopped talking about that since we left out of there. 1099 is a tax form, like you get paid for work, and so he got paid in this shirt that he refuses to take off.
2 days.
Yeah, two solid days. It's getting a little crispy already. So I liked that CMYK hot end. That was pretty cool. The filament that they were selling though was ridiculous in price. I can't remember how much it was. It was pretty filament, but it was a quarter. It was 1/4 kilo rolls, and I don't remember how much it was, but it was not cheap. So I didn't buy any filament this weekend, but I was gifted some by some very wonderful people, and it is greatly appreciated. Because of your kindness, I get to try some filaments that I hadn't tried before. So, Robbie Mack, yeah, they were over along the wall by E3D, like kind of down from there, and it takes red, blue, and green filament in, red, blue, green, and clear filament in, and it will produce whatever color you want. So it just mixes, and then what are you doing? I guess I've lost my cohort.
Well, there goes that.
Uncle Ron said I can still smell Xander from here. 450 miles of stinkiness. I'm going to tell a story, and it's going to be embarrassing to Xander, but I'm going to tell it anyway. When we first got to this hotel, for those of you who came in a little bit later, we're at an extended stay America, and it's not a great hotel. And like, it's just dirty. It's a working man's hotel. We rent these sometimes for our guys. They don't seem to mind it, but I guess I'm a little bit more spoiled. But we check in the first room they give us, we walk in there, and the air conditioning was set down on like 60 or whatever. It was blazing hot in the room, and there's a smell to this hotel. It kind of reminds me of a skating rink from the 90s. You know, the smell that the fog machine would put out and stuff. But it's not greatly pleasant. But we get to the room, and I walk in, and it's hot, and there's an odor in the room already. And soon thereafter, there's another odor in the room. And I said, all right, who's passing gas? And of course, it's Xander just ripping wind in there. And I'll tell you what, let me roll on over here to the refrigerator. Because nothing makes your hotel room smell better than these. So yeah, he's just like laying out the cheese in this already stinky hotel room, and I'm like, don't be doing that in the one that we're gonna stay in. So, but they did allow us to change into another room, which it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's just not as fancy as what I'm used to. But the hotels in this area are ridiculously priced. You guys that live more north than me, you pay too much for stuff. What's this I hear about an extruder made in Florida? That's the Slice Engineering mosquito hot end. You have to at least come in and show off your shirt. This is a first. I want y'all to know that right now this is a super exclusive, because my wife doesn't generally come on camera. So I think she's finally figured out that this is all fun. So, but yeah, Mitch, that's Slice Engineering. They're out of Gainesville, Florida. So yeah, there, Chris Lane said it too. Thanks for stealing my thunder, Chris Lane. Smells like a morgue. No, not that bad. Red Light Mike is here. Hello, Mike. What's that?
I was on a stream at ERRF.
Well, you were probably, and they didn't even know it. I mean, Matt was streaming the whole time, and it was kind of aiming over towards our booth. So you might have been on the stream the whole time. Like, you don't know it, and you're like, I just got to quick pick my nose. What?
The camera.
While Lady G is on the camera, what?
I was reading down at Rassi, I think.
Oh, Ray's. Yeah, I have a hard time with some of those too. So, and I'm sure that they've told me their first name, but I am with it. You got to read higher up, because And welcome to the front of the camera. Yeah, you got to read up here because I'm behind. So
Gotcha.
Uncle Ron said, "Wow, Lady G on the cam." Off on my bike ride. Back later. Y'all take care. Well, thanks for popping in, Mike. We're gonna get ready to wrap this up pretty quick. He said to tell you hello, but you're already sitting here. Hi, Queen 3D. That's Fun Queen.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I
Just
can go-
Queen 3D?
Yeah, hi,
The
Queen. I like that.
funky white.
No, that's not Hi like Hi Queen.
Oh,
It's
it's
Queen
still
3D.
Just Queen. I like that.
Chris Lane said Fun Queen. Yeah, we kicked that around, but it could be taken in the wrong way. So no, Fun King wife can also Mama Fun King.
That's good.
Well,
I like
it could
that.
be taken wrong
Well,
too, though.
Not as bad as.
But that's what happens when you have a name that can be, played, word played on. So, but it's very memorable. So, Mrs. Fun King 3D. Hi, Nightbot. Motorhead Miss says, I'm checking it out now. Yeah, they're good people too. They were very fun to talk to. They're definitely down to earth. And again, for anybody that didn't hear me say it, I'm saying it now publicly. I'm going to try and work on putting together at least an inaugural. I want to do it twice a year to have all of the Florida people and anybody close enough to come in, get together, not for a Murph Earth type situation yet, but just for like a dinner, like maybe we meet at like a Golden Corral or something, and something where we can just kind of mingle and chit chat and build the Florida community tighter. Miss Fun is a saint in my books. This is a big hobby. I could, and I'm not saying this just because he's nudging me in the side right now. I cannot function without her. I would not be able to do these events without her. Nor could I do these events without Uncle Ron either. Uncle Ron has been
Seriously.
nothing but fantastic and helpful to us. Those who support me are amazing. I mean, we would not be what we are without the support. So, I lost my dude. There's a ghost behind you.
That was Xander.
Oh, jeez. That's Travis Pyro. So Travis, every time I say, I'd be like, oh, well, Travis, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, which one's Travis? I'm like, Pyro. Oh, okay. Oh, and then Travis, which one's Travis? Pyro. And she's like, you just got to start calling him Pyro. Which feels kind of weird when you're like, Pyro, like he's running around lighting stuff on fire, but that's technically what he does for a living. I mean, he burns stuff with lasers.
It's fine.
Yes, everybody read Nightbot, because if you're looking for us elsewhere, we are Fun King 3D just about everywhere. King's Boss. That is true, but that's a weird name. I haven't said my real name yet, but did correct you earlier last week with the YouTube name pronunciation during the printer building giveaway stream. We'll do it. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, we'll do it again because I don't remember. Raziel. Okay. Yeah, because I couldn't. I was thinking that was an ID. So Raziel. Did I say that enough yet? Raziel. Am I saying it right? Raziel. So, but let me know. I'll work on it. I promise. And if I don't remember, I'm going to keep asking you because I work to try to remember. A cookout at Fun King 3D, your house. Yeah, we could do that. I mean, I'd need help. I couldn't cook that much food, but or just hi, Mom.
I like that too.
Maybe a Del Taco. We don't have Del Taco in Florida. We only have Taco Bell. I saw a lot of Mrs. Glenn and Zach from Matt's stream. I hope you enjoyed the event. We absolutely enjoyed the event. Even though she's not a 3D printing person, there's just too much love. There's too much love in this community to not enjoy it. So she and Walter's wife were a huge help. I feel bad for not acknowledging them at ERRF, but I saw it firsthand. Pyro sounds like a hobby. Well, it's actually his job. You'll always be Fun King to me. Robbie Mack says his real name is Shaniqua. So remember that? Remember that? Robbie's real name is Shaniqua. Robbie Mack. He is now to be referred to as Shaniqua because he said so right there. She said it right. Raziel. So Raziel. 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 Thanks. Now I'm really screwed up. Fun Gling. Like Brazil without the B. Brazil. Brazil. Okay, that helps me. Thank you for that. That helps. Pig roast. I don't think I could do a pig roast.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I don't think I want to see that pig's face.
Ew.
So good.
Send him an audio clip in the name. No, that phonetics was good. It'll work. She talked to a lot of folks. She did. You know, it was funny because somebody had come out. I was I wasn't in the middle of something, but I wasn't standing at the front of the table, and somebody had come up about the contest, and I kind of motioned to her, and she's like, so then I had to go over and do going to get into 3D printing. Now, actually, what I'm going to do, if you guys don't know, Vicky from Tiga wrote a Blender book, and so I was fortunate enough to get a copy of it, and I'm going to have her attempt to learn Blender through that book because I think that would be awesome. So
Don't expect this much though. This is.
Oh yeah, no, you don't have to get on camera with it, but it'll still be like if you start to model things, it'll still be your work that's going out there. So, hey Glenn, I'm watching your channel. You are finally watching my channel, Travis, but it's Pooch that really doesn't watch my stuff. And of course, I appreciate you being here. Did you guys make it home yet? I mean, I know you guys go back in time when you fly on the plane, but Robbie Mack, I thought it was Shanae. It's one of them show names. We are at baggage claim. All right, so you're on the ground safe. That's awesome. It's awesome. How long have you been doing this? Hour and a half. All right, well, I think we're gonna wrap it up. These two are they're just nuts. They're just nuts. Yeah. So, but so I guess to wrap it up. All right, stop right now because you're jerking my chair and stuff. Stop. These people are gonna watch me beat you on camera. So, just a quick wrap up. It was a long drive. It was an amazing amount of fun. I miss everybody already. I'm sore and tired.
Ditto.
So I think that I feel let the meeting begin.
We never begin.
Give them the hammer tranquilizer.
Yeah, they are nuts. Like you all are normal and stuff.
I know what he's talking about.
Carl Brown, yes, I'm sorry you're sliding in just as we're wrapping up. We have not made it home. We are actually in Virginia. We are going to spend a few days in Washington, D.C. So we're in this luxurious hotel. Sorry, it's horrible.
That joke's getting old.
He's new. He just came in.
Whatever.
Yeah, like Rover said, remember, hit that thumbs up. Hey, listen, guys, anybody that's in this stream, and I can't imagine you would be and not be, but if you're in this stream and you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do, because it really pumps up my ego, and I get sad when that subscription count goes down instead of up. I promise you there's going to be some very great content coming with the Project FK1, and I can't tell you enough how excited I am to finally be able to talk about it, to not have to refer to it as my secret project anymore. I mean, we referred to it in the house as Project 1 just so that we got in the habit of not saying the FK1 so that we didn't even blurt out the name of it ahead of time.
One that you were trying to get help without actually.
Oh yeah, so all those tweets that I was doing back not long after Murph, where I was asking you guys questions on how I needed to do certain things to build a CNC machine. It's not a CNC machine. It is a 400 by 1200 by 450 millimeter capacity
we're not
printer.
building the CNC?
I am building the MPCNC, but that's all been figured out already. Like, you just follow the directions for that. I had questions I needed to ask, and I didn't want to give away what I was doing. So so all of you that helped out with that, inadvertently, you were helping. You were helping to build this amazing project that is it's going to be amazing. That was repetitious. I loop back around to amazing, but it's because it's going to be amazing. In fact, being that we're in Washington, D.C., I have to say, it's going to be the most amazing printer. No one has ever made as amazing printer as I. I know that's
sure you should do that.
I know that's a terrible Trump impression, but it is a weight off my shoulders to no longer have to keep the secret, and that information is going to going to come out. Like the pictures will be available and stuff. I will do I know I don't update my website very often, but I will do a blog post on the website with some pictures as well, so that you can go and see it. I am open to criticism. I am open to ideas. If you give me an idea and I don't like it, I'm not going to use it. But if you give me something that works, I will absolutely work it in there. But don't be offended if you're like, well, why don't you do it like this? And I don't do that. I will never tell you your ideas are dumb, because there are no dumb ideas, unless you give me a dumb idea. I know. It might be time to make your own version of the Prusa T, since you may soon be a printer as well.
Except mine.
I will not. I don't have the intentions of becoming a printer manufacturer. I don't want to be a printer manufacturer. If it turns out to be the most amazing printer, that nobody's ever made such an amazing printer, and somebody wants to buy the idea for a large amount of money, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to sell it, because I'd be really stupid not to. But my intentions, hey Shane, my intentions are to make sure that it works, and then to release it open source, or at least release the files, so that everybody who wants one can build one. And it's the way I designed it. I designed it with the intentions of the parts being sourceable and stuff, so that you guys can, get on the train and build one. And it's scalable. You don't have to build it that big. You can build it bigger if you wanted to. And Uncle Ron had a really great idea with it, as far as don't put a bed on it at all, and just, you could just set it on the floor and print on the floor, so that you could save, because the bed is a 6 millimeter thick mix 6 cast aluminum plate, because I wanted to make sure that I saved that I could ensure a good flat bed. So sell it. China will make it before you do. Okay, so Juan, let me because I did want to put in a shout out, and I forgot earlier, and I did want to say it right now, that I truly believe that it is amazing that Creality was at ERRF. I didn't know it was Creality, but you know how sometimes you're someplace and you see people and you just go, I don't know who that is, but those people are important. And just the way they were dressed and stuff, I mean, they were dressed for a conference, they had suit coats on and stuff. And they did eventually approach me, and we talked, and then I found out it was them. And what is important about it, they weren't there selling. Well, I mean, they might have been, but
they were networking.
They didn't come there to try to sell their product. They were there to establish a connection to the community, and that is huge. That is huge. I'm so proud of my FK1 that I said, well, I want to show you the project that I'm working on. And I picked up my book and I flipped it open, and I looked her dead in the eyes and I said, please don't steal this. And I showed it what it was. Well, the owner of Creality was there, and then the manager of international marketing, and they don't speak English. So she said, I need to translate. And, you know, because I told her about it, and then she was translating, and they talked for a long time. And then the guy took a cell phone camera out and started taking pictures. No, he didn't really. But you know, like, I'm like, I was like getting kind of a little nervous. I'm like, at least let me build it first. So it's funny that you say that. Naomi props them up a lot. Well, you know, I think the whole thing started with the Marlin firmware open source. I was going to say blackmailing. That's not the word I'm looking for. I can't think of the word. I'm really tired. But where everybody was like banning against them, I think they finally realized that they needed to be more part of the community. So, Justin, it's going to be well, I don't know, because Sanjay from E3D, who is a genius, pointed out a couple of, I won't call them flaws, but a couple of things that could be a better design. So, but most of it is 2040 V slot. So 3030 would be a little bit big, Tony. I suppose you could do it, but it won't fit my parts. My parts are made for 2040 V slot. So Creality's been watching more and more. They are definitely paying attention to the community, and that's I mean, nothing but good could come from that. So and the other awesome thing is I've been trying to work with Creality. I mean, full disclosure, I reached out to GearBest when GearBest first offered me my print, you know, a printer. When they first offered me product, they said, well, "What would you like?" And I said, I would like a Creality CR10. I would love a S4 or an S5, but I really want a CR10 because oh, that was my wife, Shane. That's Xander's mama. But I said, you know, everybody keeps talking great about the CR10, and I realized that it's been around for a while, and I don't know, the light's weird again, but I said I can't talk about it because I don't have one, and they said, well, how about we send you this brand new ANET E12 that's new to the market and stuff, and you know, like I didn't be like, no, I like my ANET A8 now, AM8 so much I brought it to ERRF, and I figured where it was a new product, it would give me a chance to get the word out. And I'm very disappointed in that printer. And so I was explaining that to the Creality people, and I had reached out to Creality to see if they would be willing to work with me on getting a CR10, preferably an S4 or an S5. And the conversation went stale very fast. And when I explained to them that I'm a small channel, that I don't have huge funding, that I can't just chunk money out on a product to promote the product. You know, I don't want to pay for their advertising is really what it came down to. And then the conversation went stale and they stopped talking to me. So now this has gotten that ball rolling again, and it looks like I may be able to develop a good relationship with Creality. That was a long story for being I was going to wrap this up. Yeah, the R&D, I think, was trying to better understand the market and makers. Please stop jumping on the floor. There's people in the room below us. These people can't see what you're doing. All you're doing to them is disappearing off the screen. He's falling down on the floor is what he's doing. But my thought is you should have had Zach go over to Tiny Machine's booth and say, I really like that. It's we're actually trying to curb that habit because he figured it out, and he was kind of using it to his benefit, and then it became a joke. But we really wanted to knock that up. Oh, Chris Riley, why would you do that? Chris Riley just gave us a $400. No, I'm just kidding. A $20 super chat. Thank you, Chris. I love you, brother. Absolutely had a great time hanging out with you this weekend, and we are for sure going to do more collaborations. In fact, if you guys haven't watched Chris Riley's latest video about his 3D printed bar stool, like a bar stool 3D printed, you got to go watch it because there's some handsome gentlemen in that video. So Tom's out. Thanks for being here, Thomas. I appreciate it. Hey everybody, it's Chris Riley from Chris's Basement. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Now I'll have gas to get home. That's really why we're in DC. This was all the fuel we had. uh, Chris Riley, you have an idea about the hang printer? I never realized that the hang printer that the capacity gets smaller as it goes up. So, use the 20 for Benadryl to sleep the kids. Wow, that got a little dark. Oh, joking. Okay. Somebody gave me a dislike on this.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna cry.
Not that.
I have to cry like a Tammy Baker type cry though. There's an old reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's an old reference. I don't know if anybody's gonna get that. For your information, pizza rolls are done. In case anyone is hungry and out of money, just come to Liston, Indiana. That's the wrong direction. Bring them down here. I got an oven. Look at this place. Look, I got a dishwasher and a two. I guess I don't have an oven, but I got a 2-burner cooktop, a sink, a microwave, and a full size refrigerator. Yeah. And I should show you guys this pool. I'm gonna have to unplug. I gotta show you guys this pool. Can you guys see that? Wow, it's just like hazed out. I don't know if I can get it. That's the. I think I'm just getting the pergola. This place had a pool, and I guess they got tired of its crap, and they just concreted it. They just filled it up with concrete. So, I really should wrap this thread up. I was gonna do that like about 15 minutes ago, and then like a half hour before that. And Uncle Ron said, "Put the mascara on first, Clay." Bummer, no swimming for the kiddos. No, and when I said to Zach, that's the face he made when I told him there was no pool. So, John Mack, 2 hours later. 2 hours later. What time is it for you? If you're talking to me, it is 7:55 p.m. Robbie Mack be there in an hour. Robbie Mack is not Robbie Mack. He's either Shanae or Shaniqua. Country Club. All right, guys. Let's seriously wrap this up because I am tired. It's late and I need to get into bed.
It's 7:51.
Oh, well, I'm old. Old people go to
Now
bed earlier.
7:52.
So, yeah, we got to go get some dinner. There's a Hooters right down the street.
No. Yes. I want to see the expression on his face.
Why? Why would he have an expression on his face, Zach? What would the expression be because of? No, but why would he have an expression on his face?
Because there's girls wearing tight shirts.
I thought for sure what was going to come out of his mouth was there was going to be girl boobies there.
He made that. He made this face.
Zach has got such a great sense of humor. He's so funny. He
I'm trying to make me to see that facey.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
They're constantly at each other. So yeah, we're gonna go get some dinner. I really wanted to do this stream because everything is so fresh in my mind, and I wanted to get my thank yous out there and my I love yous out there. You guys truly are all family to me. It was wonderful. It was wonderful the conversations that I got to have and the people that I got to see and the new people I got to meet. And when I have met you in a 3D printing environment, you're immediately family to me. And there's not too many people in this community that I made a comment this weekend that typically in a community, whatever it is, a car club, whatever, it's a very small amount of great and a lot of garbage that you have to deal with. People just have bad attitudes and stuff. In 3D printing, it is 99.99999% wonderful people and a very, very small bit of, I'm not going to say garbage, I will say people that maybe don't fit in perfectly, maybe have a bad attitude. And with that kind of ratio, I can absolutely live with it. You guys are wonderful, and we truly appreciate every one of you guys. We appreciate every one of you guys. We love what you do for us. We love doing what we do for you guys, and I really look forward to you guys following along with the whole FK1 project, and just watching it grow, putting in your input. If you ever see me do something with that project and you're like, why did he do that? Please ask me, because I might not have an answer. I've never designed a printer before. I've only ever relied on the design of other people's. I didn't want to make it like anybody else's. I wanted to do it all by myself because maybe I do something that nobody else ever thought of. Can you say my name, please? My name? Is that what you needed? I'm just kidding. Tiger Lover Sings? I don't. I don't know why you wanted that. I don't know if you just wanted the recognition, but hello, Tiger Lover Sings. Welcome. Thank you for being here. But I really do have to go. I've been now doing this for an hour and 51 minutes. This was an impromptu stream. I have to feed the family, but I just wanted to do this while it was all fresh in my mind, and I'm sad that it's over. For any of you guys that have ever thought about coming to Florida,
Come.
Well, not just generally, but Orlando Maker Faire is, I want to say it's the first weekend of November, which is like right around the 3rd. If you do the thing called Googling Orlando Maker Faire, you'll find that information. We will be at Orlando Maker Faire one way or another, but we hope to have the FK1 debuting at Orlando Maker Faire, and it would be awesome if any one of you guys showed up. And I'm not talking to you Florida people. You have to show up. I'm not giving you guys an option. So needs to be in the winter and not so hot. Well, it is in the winter. It's in November, and it's still hot. So Glenn, remember the stream, the first stream I was a part of when I called you bald? Let me think. When somebody called me bald. Somebody calls me bald in every stream. We watch you guys at my school. That's awesome. Well, we love it. We love having you here, and we hope to always have a very family friendly environment, and always trying to push the content. So, but so yeah, I think that really is going to wrap it up. We're going to go feed the family now that Chris Riley was kind enough to give us $20. You guys can now each get your own drink. We don't have to share. And I want you to know we're all wearing 3D printed related shirts, but Zach today.
I gotta get it.
Zach, Zach's only in Spider-Man, but
I could totally bring Joseph
from all of us, please stop with the blanket. Let's get rid of the blanket, which kind of smells like feet. From all of us here at Fun King 3D, we love you all. Please click the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. A thumbs up is always appreciated. Yeah, that one. And,
this one. This one.
All right.
Not this one.
Oh, sorry, wrong kid. And always, print on.
Print on.
Bye.
Bye.
Are you sure you want